former neighbor, Garrett Tappendorf, for a mobility scooter and harassment.
Court come to order. All rise.
Judge Judy enters.
Have a seat, please.
Kevin approaches.
Hello, Judge. Case 3053, Shepler versus Tappendorf.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Shepler, am I correct that the two of you were neighbors in a mobile home community?
Correct.
How long had you been neighbors in the community where you lived?
2 years.
Did the two of you ever see each other socially?
Just the two of us?
Just the two of you.
One time we went for a Friday night fish dinner, yes.
Other than the one-time Friday night fish dinner, did you ever go out socially with him? Either two of you or another couple or...
With other neighbors in the mobile home park.
Your case is about a scooter that you sold to the defendant.
Correct.
I want you to tell me exactly what kind of scooter it was because I wasn't able to get enough information about it.
It's called the Golden Companion 2 scooter.
Where did you get it from?
My father bought himself the scooter and a wheelchair. He never used them before he moved into a
So
nursing
you
home.
got it from your father?
Correct.
When? What year?
2018.
And how long had he had it before he gave it to you?
3 years.
And where did he get it from?
He purchased it from a connection he had at the VA center.
From a private person?
No, it was from the company directly.
Any luck?
So I just need to know if it's a 3-wheel or a 4-wheel.
3-wheel.
Then I have for a new one from Golden Tech, I believe.
Well, this one's 8 years old.
Well, I have what a new one is, and then I have what some eBay offers
Okay,
are.
good.
But 2756
Is new.
Is new. And then I could look up some used ones if you want, just to get.
Could you do that from 2015? I would appreciate it. Okay. At the time that you claimed the defendant purchased this scooter from you, was it running?
No.
In what month and year did he purchase it from you?
May of 2021.
And how long had it not been running? You had had it since 2018.
As far as I know, it just needed 2 new batteries.
It's not what I asked you.
Okay?
How long had it not been running?
I'm not aware.
So as far as you know, it had not been running since 2018.
Yes.
Tell me what the arrangement you made with Mr. Tappendorf was with regard to the scooter. He said he wanted it. You said...
Said, well, it's not running. I wanted to get new batteries for it and sell it myself for about $3,000.
Yeah, well, that would be hard since it's 8 years old and the new one costs less than $3,000.
So I said, we can work out a deal.
Do you understand what I just said?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So he said he's interested in buying it, and I know he's a handyman. So I asked if he would be willing to install a dishwasher in my home and a water softener in my home, and we could work out a discounted price for buying the scooter from me.
So what price did you work out?
At that time, I had mentioned $1,500.
Is that what he agreed to?
It was a verbal agreement. There was no talk on price.
No, there cannot be a contract without terms. There have to be terms. You say this is what you want. He says this is what I'll pay you. And I will do something to reduce that price by so much. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, so far we don't have a contract.
No.
In what month and year did you take possession of the scooter, sir?
I believe Robin is right. May of 2021.
How much money did you give her for it?
None.
Did you ever give her any money for it?
Yes.
When?
Close to 8 months to a year later.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding you giving her money for it.
Well, I thought we already had it worked out with all the labor that I did. And my girlfriend took it down to the mailbox. And as soon as she left, Robin's right across the street. She come running over and she said she wanted more money.
Okay, well,
I
I'm
give
missing
it
that there's a whole piece missing there, sir. 8 months later, you gave her money.
Yes, I did.
How much?
$500.
Okay. Sarah, in your
I looked up.
adventure on the machine, did you come up with a price for a used?
Yes. So there's actually one right here on eBay that's the same 3 wheels that needs batteries for $350. And then there's another one for $250, and they range up to about $750.
Your Honor, I have the information on that too from 2 companies in La Crosse.
No, I don't need any information from you. I have a very trusted clerk here who's just looked it up and indicated that for a used scooter, the range is from $250 for that year model to $750 for that year model. Right?
That's what she looked up. This was
That's
an
what she
unused, never used scooter.
That's what she looked up.
Yes.
Also, if I may ask you, Your Honor, or show you, it is a manufactured...
So far, you're not losing, sir. So I don't know what you want to contribute to this.
I have an old flip phone with the date on it. It was manufactured 05/28 of 2007.
Okay, so it wasn't 2015, it was 2007.
That's what I found on the scooter.
Kevin, can I see the document that the defendant referenced?
Okay, I'll show you
No, you had it right over there.
this one.
Yeah.
Well, that's just, here, it's on my phone, Your Honor, and I don't know if you can look at it. I just wrote it down so I had it in front of me, but
Okay.
I have it on this phone if you can operate it. I don't know.
I can't operate it, and I don't want to operate it. Here,
Okay.
Return this to him. Anyway, the $500 that you gave to her is more than reasonable for the scooter.
Caption coming up.
So my question to you is, if it was vulgar then, which to me it would have been, why did you let him in your house to install a dishwasher?
I was not aware of those actions that he had at that time.
Okay.
And later today,
He advanced the money for security deposit so you had a place to live. And the next month, you decided to be a stay-at-home dad.
I had no option.
I don't care. What does that matter to Mr. Huntsman? Do I care? Does Sarah care that you have no option? Whitney doesn't care. Not even Kevin cares if you have no option.
The courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Robin and Garrett.
Robin Shepler claims her former neighbor, Garrett Tappendorf, harassed her for months and owes for a mobility scooter.
Now, you did other work for her. Tell me what other work you did for her.
The work that I performed for Robin was she had no dishwasher there. So I cut the cabinet out, prepared a spot for the dishwasher, had to go through more cabinets to get the plumbing over to the sink. Then it needed to have electrical work to power that up. And she asked me to install another electrical outlet for her microwave.
Now, Miss Shepler, you seem to acknowledge that the defendant did, in fact, install a dishwasher for you.
I did some of the work as well for that.
Well, that's your home.
Yes.
It's not his home. So you can do as much work as you like. And this was part of the deal for the scooter, which he paid you $500 for, which already covers the cost of the scooter. So now he's working off nothing. So he installed a dishwasher for you.
He did sub-quality work, though. I have photos if you'd like to see.
I don't want to see. Madam, if you want a professional installation, call a professional. If you want your neighbor to do it in exchange for a scooter, then you don't complain that you don't like the work. Does it wash dishes?
I had to replace it. No.
It was used, Your Honor.
What?
It was a used dishwasher.
Yeah, replacing the dishwasher. Does the current dishwasher work?
Yes.
Is the current dishwasher a new one?
Yes.
Was the one he installed a used one?
Yes.
There we go. So far, he's paid for the scooter. Punitive damages for harassment. You want to go into that, Ms. Shepler?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
I knew him for 6 years prior to being neighbors. In that time, we would have community fires, bonfires, and he had this habit of turning his music up so loud.
Just a second. Give me a month and year.
This specific time for the last time was on March 16th. This was during the day.
Just March 16th, 2023. He played his music too loud.
I was working, and I couldn't do my job across the street because his music was so loud.
Next.
So I called the police.
And?
The next day I came home from work, I get out of my car, and he calls me
That's a nasty word.
No, I did not.
Just a second. And?
and other vulgar terms.
And?
And he had the habit of standing outside urinating, where my grandchildren would see him.
Well, tell me when. Give me
Every other day he did it.
Well, then you shouldn't have let him in your house to install a dishwasher.
He also
Yeah,
had...
Just a second. So my question to you is, if it was vulgar then, which to me it would have been, why did you let him in your house to install a dishwasher?
I was not aware of those actions that he had at that time.
Okay. Next.
The harassment comes from after he was served his small claims case that I filed. I witnessed him putting spotlights out in his front flower bed and running extension cords to power them, and I kind of wondered what he was doing. At 6:30, I proceeded to go to an evening activity. I came home at 10:30 at night. I turned the corner onto my street to see the entire street lit up because these spotlights were shining on my house. I proceeded to call the police. The police came within 11 minutes. I have documents of the police. I have a video of the police going to the defendant's house, in which they spoke to him, and within 3 minutes, the lights went off. But I had my camera rolling, and I could see the police were standing 10 feet away from the door. Next thing I know, the police are coming over to my house to talk to me, and when they came to my door, I turned on my front light. When the police came, they asked me to turn off the lights so they could talk to me, and I told them, this man is harassing me. I'm afraid of him. He has a problem with alcohol.
Why did you file a small claims case against him? I don't understand. You were paid more than the scooter was worth between the $500 he gave you that you accepted. Plus, in addition to that, he did some work in your house, whether you liked the work he did, whether you didn't like the work that he did. I'm not understanding why you filed, because you say this harassment started after you filed the small claims case.
Yes.
And I don't understand why you filed a small claims case against him.
I feel it was a brand new, unused scooter that happened to be 6 years old at the time, so I think the value was higher than $500. And I brought over a flyer to him, which I have here, and we sat down and we discussed it, that $1,000 would be the going price for what he'd owed for the scooter, having done the work.
Okay, first of all, whatever it was a plus item for you. It was given to you by your father who couldn't use it anymore. You don't know what he paid for it. He says from the scooter it was built in 2007, despite the fact that you say your father bought it new in 2015, which I'm not so sure about. But the highest price for that scooter is $750. The highest. The lowest is $225 in the same year. So you got paid for it. I don't understand why a busy woman like you would waste your time. I just don't understand. You seem like an intelligent woman. You have a counterclaim. It is your claim, Mr. Tappendorf, that because the plaintiff called the police on you several times, it caused you to be evicted from your home.
That's true.
Show me.
I filed a counterclaim in the amount of $1,800.
I have it. And it says punitive damages for losing home and moving expenses, which I read your counterclaim, and you say because of her constant complaints about you.
I don't have any proof.
Well, if you don't have,
I know
Mr. Tappendorf, you know what happens when you don't have proof?
You get nothing.
Right. Right. Because you filed the counterclaim, and I can't tell you what happened. You have to have proof and be able to show me that the reason you were asked to leave the leased property that your mobile home was on was because of the plaintiff. It's possible that it was, because the police, based upon what she tells me, were called twice.
It was more than that.
Well, that may be more of a reason. You don't have to help his case.
I've never had a ticket, never had a warning. I just had a warning one time that the radio was too loud, please turn it off. These lights that she's talking about
I'm not
are
interested.
false.
Sir, all you have to do is show me that
Okay.
you were evicted from the property because of the plaintiff.
It's all hearsay then, Your Honor.
Well, then I have a problem.
I do have proof of what he harassed me with.
And later today,
According to what I read, the money was going to come from your work.
Could we ask that question one more time? Just so I
The
know.
money was supposed to come. Listen, he didn't give you $2,800. I want you to understand that right now. That's not going through my mind.
Okay.
This is a very smart old mind.
Whitney smiles. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Robin and Garrett.
Robin Shepler claims her former neighbor, Garrett Tappendorf, harassed her for months and owes for a mobility scooter.
He has no case. Why are you helping him?
I'm not helping him. I have my own case again.
No,
My
your
court
case is dismissed against him.
Thank you.
Because you have no case. You were paid for a scooter more than handsomely. You had work done in your house. You were paid far more than the value of it over the internet for a scooter that's between 8 and 14 years old. More than handsomely, and you had work, and he did work for you. That you may not have liked the work, but he did the work, and you installed a new dishwasher that works. And he did the cabinetry. You may not like the way he did it, but you installed the dishwasher there, and it took time. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so we're done here. Go, be well, have a happy life. You're not living there anymore?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Good. Are you living someplace else that you like?
More peaceful place.
Good. Glad to hear it. That's
He's
it.
not
We're done.
supposed to be in our park, and he continues to.
This court is adjourned.
Outside the courtroom, Robin, then Garrett.
He was in front of my camera riding in circles. I'm on Robin's camera. I'm on Candid camera, doing burnouts with my scooter.
It goes 4 miles an hour.
He taunted me with the scooter, and he knew he owed me more money on it.
I have another girlfriend that lives in the neighborhood, and they're all jealous of her, and they just want me out of there now.
Well, he's been evicted from the park, and all of the people are very happy that he's no longer there.
In chambers, Judy and Sarah.
That defendant has definitely watched you before. He knew he had no proof, and he knew he was going home because of it. But I mean, I guess at least be honest. When you come in, he knew he didn't have it. But
What do I have? Got nothing.
yeah, at least he knew it was hearsay, and he knew you weren't hearing it.
I actually thought he was pretty sharp.
Yeah, but I think she was adequately paid, and he did work. She didn't like it. Hire a professional.
Yeah, well, he put in a used dishwasher in the work that he created. So he really more than paid for it.
Yeah.
There's something else there. There's some other annoyance there. I'm not exactly sure what it is between the two of them.
You don't want to know.
And I don't. Yes.
Kevin.
Case 3043, Huntsman versus Valdez. All parties please step forward.
Vincent Huntsman is suing his former employee, Jesse Valdez, for an unpaid loan and fraudulently cashing one of his checks.
Mr. Valdez, from when to when did you work for Mr. Huntsman?
Sometime early July to November 1st.
Of 2022?
2022, yes.
And in September of 2022, what was the address where you were living?
September 1st is Midvale, Utah.
And how long did you live there?
I'm still currently living there.
And in order to get that apartment, you needed security deposit.
Yes.
Now, you were working for Mr. Huntsman and doing insulation.
Yes.
And he wanted you to be a worker, and you wanted to be a worker. You have children, one or more.
2.
Do you have a wife? It's not an answer.
She's a girlfriend, sorry. Yeah.
You have a girlfriend. Is she the mother of the 2 children?
She is.
Does she work?
She does.
And you don't work anymore. You are a stay-at-home dad.
Currently, yes. I do what I can.
You needed security deposit for this apartment when you moved in.
I didn't need it.
Well, in order to live there, you had to have security deposit.
Yes.
And you didn't have it.
Correct.
And the total security deposit that was needed for this apartment was $2,800.
Correct.
You were also living there, in addition to your girlfriend and 2 children, with one other employee who was a friend of yours.
It's my cousin's boyfriend, but also a friend, yes.
He was eventually evicted from the apartment.
He was.
Now, you took from Mr. Huntsman the $2,800, which is currently with the landlord.
It is, yes.
And according to what I read, the money was going to come from your work
Yeah.
for Mr. Huntsman.
Yes. Oh,
that was-
could we back up just a second?
Sure.
Could we ask that question one more time? Just so I
The
know.
money was supposed to come. Listen, he didn't give you $2,800. I want you to understand that right now. That's not going through my mind.
Okay.
This is a very smart old mind.
Okay.
I can understand that you needed an apartment. You needed a place to live. He wanted you to come to work for them, and he advanced the money for security deposit so you had a place to live.
Yes.
That's what happened. And then, the next month, you decided to be a stay-at-home dad.
I had no option.
I don't care. What does that matter to Mr. Huntsman? Do I care? Does Sarah care that you had no option? Whitney doesn't care. Not even Kevin cares if you have no option.
Okay.
Nobody cares if you have no option, especially a stranger. Tell your girlfriend to get 2 jobs. You get 2 jobs, put your kids in daycare.
Okay.
That's what people do when they need money.
I didn't need the money. It wasn't for me.
What do you mean it wasn't? You're still living in the apartment.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't.
Just a second, you're still living in the apartment. The landlord still has the $2,800 that he gave you.
Yeah.
And giving it to you with the idea that you were going to be an employee. That's what you said in your answer. That's why I don't understand you, Mr. Valdez. You said that in your answer, that he gave you the money because he wanted both you and your girlfriend's cousin, whoever else moved into the apartment with you, he wanted you to come to work for him, and it was important enough for him, you say, to make a gift for you of $2,800 because he needed you to be a good worker. That's what you say in your answer.
Yeah.
And then you quit.
I did.
A month after you got the money, you quit. That's this timetable.
Yeah, but there's some context to it that you're not picking up on.
The context was?
The context was that I had the money for my half. My cousin and her boyfriend did not have the money to come up with the other half.
Did you use your money? Now, my question, did you
For my half, yes.
So you used your $1,400 for your half? Is that what you're telling me?
I used $2,500 of my own money for my half because after the background checks came and the credit checks came, it went from $1,400 to $2,550.
Was that for rent or security?
Security.
Show me a check where you used your money for the security. Then I'm going to dismiss his case.
September 2022. At the top is some money that we moved from our accounts, from our credit. So I had to move some funds around. Here's your pen. I had to move some funds around to cover our end. And then slightly after that.
There's a difference between security deposit and rent.
Yeah. Judy reviews a document.
Well, I see a deposit here, September 3rd, 2022, $1,400. Where'd that come from?
That would be the first check I received from Vince.
And then I see another deposit on August 19th, $1,400.
Yes.
Where'd that money come from?
That came from Vince as well.
Okay. $2,800, judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished here.
This court is adjourned.
Outside the courtroom, Vince, then Jesse.
You know, I've always been, I own my own business, and I like to see people succeed and help them out.
He gifted us the money, hands down.
Hopefully you just can't keep doing it to people over and over and over and over. And then you can move on with this life and be a better person, period.
I guess I just gotta make better decisions, really. Judy and Sarah.
I actually thought that was hysterical because in the defendant's paperwork, he acknowledged that the plaintiff really wanted him as a worker, and therefore he made a gift to him in anticipation of him being a worker for him of this deposit. And then a month later, he quit to be a stay-at-home dad.
It's convenient when your debt that's owed is tied to your wage payments.
Yeah, very convenient. Oh my God, I don't know what these people are thinking.
The audacity.
Yes, I always find that fascinating when people just take advantage of good nature.
But then don't even see it themselves as taking advantage.
Suing Virginia Allen for car damage and emotional distress after Virginia's son hit her car.
Court come to order. All rise.
Judge Judy takes her seat behind the bench.
Have a seat, please.
Kevin approaches.
Hello, Judge. Hyder versus Allen.
Thank you. Miss Hyder, your case is about damage that was done to your car when Miss Allen's son, which would be this young man over here, hit it. You were in the car. He was on foot at an intersection. The defendant's argument is that you were driving carelessly and you're just lucky that she's not suing you. Your case has a sort of interesting twist, which I will find out about, because Miss Allen's son, whose name is?
Keegan.
That Keegan was playing it's hard for me to imagine, some stupid, idiotic teenage game that other people on the internet, on something, TikTok, that it's a sort of a game he was playing. You may be able to see me better if you trim that, so it's not below your eyes. I tell that to my grandchildren, just a little, so I could see, I could see your eyes. And your mother would love it, just a little bit. Yeah, yes. Perfect. See, he's not intimidated, Miss Allen. I see he's not intimidated by anything. Yeah. I can fix that.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, not to worry. Okay, so tell me when this incident occurred.
It actually occurred on April 27th.
What time of day?
Approximately 3:45 p.m.
And you were picking your kids up from school?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 of my own, but I'm a carpool mom that takes turns with 2 other moms, so I had a total of 5 children in the car that day.
Tell me what happened.
So I had just picked them up, and I was in the right-hand lane, and the light was red, so of course I was idle, waiting for the light to turn green, and I'm definitely one of those people who always hesitate at a green light because...
Don't give me a whole story, just tell me what happened.
Yeah, so then I started to progress through the green light, and then, instantly, seconds after I progressed, we were colliding.
Okay, you were colliding with Keegan. Tell me where his body was on your car.
He was running towards my driver's side window, my door, and I only saw him as we were colliding, going towards my door, my driver's side door.
Okay. Do you have photographs of where his body and your car collided? I would like to see the damage to the car.
Oh, okay, yeah. I do have that.
While she's looking for that, Miss Allen, you weren't with your son that day.
I was not.
He was coming home from school.
Correct.
And he walks home?
Yes. I have actually a quick little video of the whole thing. You click on that. one right there. Should I click on it or should I wait for you? Yeah, because I don't want to play.
Miss Allen, have you seen photographs of the car?
I have not.
Kevin brings Rachel's phone to Judy, who reviews a photo of the damaged driver's side of a vehicle.
So it was on the side?
Yes.
Is that the rear passenger side?
Rear driver's side.
Rear driver's side, right over the wheel.
Yes. I believe even my collision report gives like the X's on the drawing.
No, I'm just looking at it. Kevin, I would like you to show Miss Allen just so that she sees the same photograph that I'm looking at. And Keegan, you can get up and look at that photograph with your mother so that you've had an opportunity to see it as well. So
Keegan and Virginia review the photo.
now you can return that to her. Keegan did not collide with her so that the damage to her car was in the front. He collided on the side of her car. So, you know, I'm not really good at physics, but if he made contact with the car on her side, unless the car was being driven sideways, he hit her. I'm just telling you that, right? I don't know the circumstances around it, but his body hit her car, not her car hitting his body.
If I may.
Well, you have no idea because you weren't there.
Correct.
Right. And what happened after he hit the car? That's pretty serious damage, which means that the person or object that hit your car was going pretty fast. Because it wouldn't make any difference how fast your car was going. The force of the person hitting your car caused that kind of damage. Got it so far, Keegan?
Yeah.
Yes!
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Caption, coming up.
After this incident, did you post anything on the internet about the incident?
No, ma'am.
You have anything that he posted on the internet?
Within 24 hours, I received a video of him recording himself saying, and I quote, "I made that car my bitch."
Judy frowns at Keegan. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Rachel and Virginia.
School teacher Rachel Haida claims Virginia Allen's son, Keegan, ran into the street and hit her car, causing damage and emotional distress.
Okay, what happened next?
I screamed, pulled over to the side, like within nanoseconds, ran out to go check on him, and luckily a nurse had run out kind of simultaneously as me, and we both just kind of like started examining. I let her touch him, but I was there examining him with my eyes and asking him questions, and I kind of let her take control because you could see that she was a nurse. She had tools, nurse tools around her neck, and I kind of just let her do her routine, and the police had came in instantly. Our neighborhood is very good about that. Police are very nearby, and as soon as the police arrived, I ran straight to them so I can explain what happened and give information.
And what happened with Keegan?
So from what I could see, the nurse had eventually walked him over to the sidewalk, and while I was giving the police like my report, ambulance showed up to take him away.
Did they take the EMS take him away?
That could partly be because I am a teacher, so I'm CPR certified, so I know one of the big things you do is you tell someone, go call 911. So I did turn to a bystander and say, call 911. So the bystander went to call 911, so I think that's one of the reasons why the ambulance came.
Were you called to the hospital, Miss Allen?
I was.
And did you go?
I did.
What time did you get there?
I arrived about 5 o'clock, shortly after 5.
Did you have a conversation with your son?
I did.
First of all, how was he feeling?
He is confused. He didn't remember a lot about what happened. He said last thing he remembered he was at school, and next thing he was in an ambulance.
That's what he said? He didn't remember anything else?
He did not remember very much.
Does he remember now?
He does.
Oh, good. Well, I could understand him being a little confused maybe then, but I'm glad he sort of remembers now.
Yes.
Judy gestures at Keegan, who rises.
Okay, it's about 3:25. You're just getting out of school, Keegan.
Yes.
You walking home alone?
No, I was walking with some friends, and when I got to the crosswalk, what I remember, the red hand was still flashing. And my uncle's visiting from New Mexico, so, you know.
I don't want to hear a whole story.
Okay.
I don't want to hear a whole story about why you were anxious to get home.
I said goodbye to my friends, started running, thought I could make it, didn't make it. And when I got...
So you were running across the street?
Yes.
And you were running across the street, according to you, because you saw the light was flashing that it was going to turn red.
Yes.
And you thought you could make it.
Yes.
Your Honor.
Oh, shh, just a second. You thought you could make. Can we please go to that map? Okay, do you see where that map is?
Yes.
Is your car the red car or the blue car?
Blue car.
Okay. And the picture of the man, Keegan, that would be you.
Yes.
So when you got to the sidewalk, according to you, the light that you could see on the other side of these 4 lanes was flashing.
Yes.
And you started running across the street.
Yes.
When you were standing there, you said goodbye to your friends. I want you to think about this very, very carefully. When you looked at the light, was the light flashing?
From what I remember, yes.
What do you mean from what you remember?
I don't remember it very well.
Okay, so you don't know whether the light was flashing or whether your light turned red.
Yes.
So you don't remember. So it's possible that the light was red when you ran across the street.
Yes.
That's better. Now we're getting better.
Judy glares. Whitney smirks.
I've read the complaint and the answer. And I'm so happy that you weren't injured when you did this reckless thing. So if you don't remember, I have to rely on the plaintiff. The plaintiff remembers she had a green light, and you did not. So if you have no firm memory, which you just indicated to me, so far you're in the wrong. You understand that?
Yes. I did do something really stupid.
What?
I did do something really dumb.
Oh, perfect.
I do know that, and I realize that.
Okay. Well, if you did do something wrong, and your parents are responsible for your negligent act that caused damage to her car, do you acknowledge that you owe her deductible that she had to pay to have her car fixed?
Yes, and we did offer to fix the damages and pay for the damages. It's more the emotional distress that I have an issue with. Unfortunately, I fixed the car after they had reached out to me. I had already had the car fixed. It had been like 3 to 4 weeks when they contacted me after the accident.
Did you contact them?
I did not.
How did you get her?
Well, because we found out she's suing us. So then we reached out to say, may we fix the damages to your car?
Okay.
Yes.
And I assume, Miss Allen, you sound like a reasonably intelligent woman, that if one of my children were hit by a car and taken to the hospital, I might decide that this driver was reckless, if it was reckless, and sue them. You decided not to do that for a variety of reasons.
Correct.
So I'm glad that you agreed to fix the damage. But there's something in this complaint that I would like to pursue for a second. Keegan, after this incident, did you post anything on the internet about the incident?
A few weeks later, I did post a picture of myself in the hospital, yes.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
You have anything that he posted on the internet?
Within 24 hours, I received a video of him recording himself saying, and I quote, "I made that car my bitch."
May I see that?
That is this. And again, this is within 24 hours.
My face looking pretty...
Footage of Keegan with contusions on his face.
Feeling pretty good, though. Feeling like... Yo, I made that car my bitch. I pretty much took that car like a champ.
In the courtroom, Keegan smirks.
You aware of a game on TikTok where kids try to beat a traffic light?
No.
Is this the video of the accident?
Yes.
Have you ever seen that, Miss Allen?
I have not. To be honest, Your Honor, I have never seen it either. I have not been able to get myself to watch it.
Oh, so we're all seeing it for the first time. Okay, let's go.
Caption, coming up. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Rachel and Virginia. School teacher Rachel Haida has accused Virginia Allen's son, Keegan, of running into the street and colliding with her car.
Now, Keegan, I would like you to tell me what that means. Shh, I would like you to tell me what it means. I really don't know.
I guess I probably meant that...
No. I don't want you to guess anything. You know exactly what that means in your head. So don't give me a guess. What does it mean?
I was pretty okay for being hit by a car.
That's what it means. I made that car. My bitch means I'm pretty okay? Really? Is that what you meant? Or did you mean you took that car?
Well, you see the minimal damage I have from getting hit by a car.
That's not my question to you, Keegan. I mean, you know, I've not heard that expression, particularly that expression before with regard to a car. But I don't think that that means I collided with a car and look, I only had minimum damage.
Judy glares at Keegan.
What does it mean?
That I took it well.
Not you. It says I made that car my bitch.
Yes.
What does that mean? I really did this okay. I turned out okay. I wasn't that injured. That phrase has a particular meaning, and I would really like to know what it means. Not what you would like to say it means, but what you meant when you posted it.
I do not understand the question, Your Honor.
Okay. In my mind, that statement means I took the car. That this was some sort of sport.
No.
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 You were just rushing home to see your uncle.
Yes. He's a family friend. I've known him all my life.
You aware of a game sort of on TikTok where kids try to beat a traffic light?
No,
You aware of that? Nah.
No.
Never seen it?
No.
Okay. Is this the video of the accident?
Yes.
I'd like to take a look. Just a second. Have you ever seen that, Miss Allen?
I have not. To be honest, Your Honor, I have never seen it either. I have not been able to get myself to watch it.
Oh, so we're all seeing it for the first time. How interesting. Okay, let's go.
Footage of Keegan darting into traffic. Subtitles. This should be fun.
There he is.
Subtitles. Are you sure you're...
You're a kid.
Clearly, all the other cars were going, so she wasn't even the first car in line. All the other cars went. Who was this?
That's my father, Colin.
Would you like to move over so you can see it again?
I was able to see it.
Okay, so you understand what happened. All the other cars going. We're going to play it one more time. One more time. And I want you to see where your son starts to cross the street when the traffic is moving. Light changes. Cars start to move.
I can't see the.
Well, then move over, sir.
Well, just the light.
Move
the
over.
light's just right in between.
I don't need any communication. Just move over and look at it. The light's green. Cars are moving. The plaintiff's car has the dash cam on it. Your son is running across the street. Green light. She wasn't even the first car. 2 cars went before her. Now you see that, sir?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so you had a deductible. How much?
$1,000 deductible.
And how long did it take for your car to be fixed?
I want to say like 2 weeks and 2 days, like right over 2 weeks.
What did you do for a car for those 2 weeks?
I was able to borrow my father's car for
Fine.
on and off. Yeah.
Great. So you had your father's car. Very good. You're a very lucky kid. You're a very, very lucky kid.
I know.
They say cat has 9 lives. People aren't that lucky. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. We're finished. Thank you very much.
This court is adjourned. The litigants leave the courtroom. Outside the courtroom, Rachel, then Virginia, and Keegan.
I think she was very fair. I'm glad she was able to hear it from both sides. I think the judge's decision is fair. I feel like the game is hearsay, but my son clearly was in the wrong. So I'm a teacher, and hitting a child is one of my worst fears of all time, and it happened, and it's been pretty traumatic for me, to be honest. It was very frightening. I got lots of new white hair and wrinkles, and it's obviously very distressing. Severe anxiety, driving down that street, consistently fearful of hitting children. Like, anywhere I go, just constant fear to hear that your kid has been hit by a car. Police officers are the ones that informed me that he did it on purpose. Disappointment. So they knew from the very beginning. And my son, kind of hoping that this would be like a good lesson for him, that he would finally learn to make better choices. I hope he learns, and obviously still needs to. So I was hoping that this is the thing that's gonna turn him over. And when I saw that video, I was like, oh, or not.
Judy and Sarah.
That's one lucky kid and one lucky family. What a fool. I'm not sure he gave me an adequate explanation of what he meant when he posted that video. You know, I have my own thoughts about that. But he is one lucky kid because he went into that car with some force.
Yeah. No, I've seen you, leave the curb at a blinking hand, a short distance. But there were cars that were going.
Sure is suing his child's mother, Deanna Williams, for assault, false arrest, and parking tickets.
Court come to order. All rise.
Judge Judy enters.
Have a seat, please.
Kevin.
Hello, Judge. Case 3058, Onion Bourgeois versus Williams.
Thank you. Mr. Onabajor, you have one child with the defendant
Yes, Your Honor.
and one on the way.
I'm not sure if it's mine yet, Your Honor.
Well, she says it's yours. And you are, in fact, living together.
At the time, not right now.
You were living together from when to when?
From January this year till about April.
So the one child that you have together was conceived when you were not living together?
We're living together. The first child we had, we're living together with my parents.
And how long were you living with your parents?
About throughout the whole time, my daughter was born.
When was that?
May of 12, 2018.
How long were you living with her at your parents' house?
We're living together the whole time before we moved out.
Give me the time frame. How many years? From when to when?
About 5 years. Sorry, Your Honor.
So that would be from 2013 to 2018 or from 2018 to 2023?
2018 to 23.
So you've been constantly living together?
Yeah,
both at your parents' house and then in this apartment that you leased?
Yeah, between those time we moved out together to Long Beach, but we moved back in with my parent as well. So
Fine, so you moved back and forth, but you've been together with her since 2018?
yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
When did she marry your brother? In what year?
It's my cousin, not my brother.
Just a second.
Okay.
Actually, it's who?
It's my cousin, not my brother.
Your cousin?
Yes.
When did she marry your cousin?
I think that to be 20.
When did you marry his cousin?
In February 2018.
Were you living together at the time she married your cousin?
No, we weren't.
Deanna shakes her head.
And in what month did you start living with him at his parents' house?
About after I had my daughter, May 14th, 2018.
Well, clearly you were with him before you moved into his parents' house.
Yes.
Because if your daughter was born, I'm not really good in math, but clearly you were together, even if you weren't living with his parents when you married his cousin.
His brother.
You say his brother, he says his cousin, his relative.
It's his
His
brother.
And where was his relative?
In Nigeria.
Is he now here?
Yes.
And are you in the process of divorcing?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not him, is it?
That's him right there, yes.
Oh, that would be you right there.
Yes, ma'am.
I would make a beeline for the door. No, sit down.
All right.
Okie dokie. It is your claim that the defendant assaulted you on several occasions. You're going to tell me when. That in addition to her assaulting you, she vandalized your home during your last argument
Yes, Your Honor.
by throwing grease on the kitchen walls from a fry pan.
Yes, Your Honor.
That you purchased a car that allegedly was supposed to be her car, but it's in your name because you had better credit, according to her. That after this breakup, she took the car. And while she had the car, she racked up hundreds of dollars in parking tickets or other toll fines.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've subsequently taken back the car.
No, Your Honor. I purchased the car. She never has a job. I work 2 jobs.
Could you just answer my question? Did you subsequently take back the car?
The vehicle is mine, Your Honor. I took it back, Your Honor. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Just answer. You took it back from her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you're suing her for the tickets that you racked up on the car because the car is in your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
She says, no, you're violent. You assaulted her. Oh, and you're also suing her for false arrest. A lot going on here. You're suing him because you say he abused you, and it was really your car. It was just in his name, as I said, because he had a better credit score. He didn't address the parking fines, but you want something for this car. Okay, just for my own information, Miss Williams, your daughter is now 5?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're expecting another?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a massage therapist.
For whom?
I'm just on my own. I just graduated.
So you're not doing it yet?
No, but I've been.
Just a second. Did you file income tax returns last year?
Yes.
How much did you earn last year when you filed your income tax returns? You personally? Personally, just be very careful.
Yeah,
How much did you claim that you earned if you filed income
Well,
tax?
I had a W-2. I was previously working at the DMV.
And how much did you earn?
About 25 to 30K.
Okay, let's get to the assaults that you reference, sir, in your complaint. We're going to do assaults first. When was the first assault?
It was in February 2023.
I don't want to get to the first assault because after February 2023, you moved back together.
Yeah, temporary.
Just a second.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim you were assaulted. You went to the hospital. You had broken ribs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Police were called, and you weren't together at that time. She left the house.
Yes, Your Honor, because she has a restraining order.
You filed a restraining order against her. But then you invited her back to the house in March.
I never invited her. She came back to the house, and I never...
Just a second.
Yes.
When she came back in March, did she come back in March and stay for a period of time? Just be careful.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're going
to... Yes, Your Honor.
We're not going to play a mind game here, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
She came back.
Yes, Your Honor.
You agreed that she could come back.
Yeah, because her name is on the lease. I can't kick her out.
Just
yes, Your
not
Honor.
because her name may be on the lease. You couldn't kick her out. Did you sleep with her?
Yes, Your
Did
Honor.
you sleep with her?
Yes,
yeah,
Your Honor.
Yeah, that's not on a lease anywhere because she's married to your brother. Do you understand?
My cousin, Your Honor.
Cousin. Okay. Do you understand? So you invited her back to the house after this assault. And in the law, you know what we call that? Condonation. Well, it was an assault, but you forgave her because you invited her back to the house.
She has no place to go. I had to let her...
I don't, listen, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If you say she came back because she was on the lease, she had no place to go, that would make you altruistic. Sleeping with her is a different situation. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so all 3 were true. She was on the lease,
Yes, Your Honor.
she had no place to go,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you slept with her.
Yes, Your Honor.
There we go. That's called condonation. That may be an expensive condonation for you, but it's condonation. Now, so she moves back in March, and what's next?
She moved back in March, and we had an incident where I gave my daughter my phone, and she takes the phone from her, and she kept going through my phone while I was sleeping because I worked 2 jobs in between those times. In between those...
Just a second. So she took your phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she looked through your phone.
Yeah, she does that frequently. Well, most of the time she does.
I don't care. Every woman does the same thing. Men do it too. So she looked through your phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what did she find?
She said she found a lady that bought a car from me because I sold the car to a friend of hers. She said I was talking to her, and she got mad over me talking to her.
Just a second. So she found that you were talking to another lady.
Yes, Your Honor. That's a friend.
Just a second. Don't explain yourself to me, sir. I'm still trying to figure out the brother-cousin.
Caption coming up.
We were texting when he disclosed to me that he was in fact cheating on me and that she was pregnant. I have the text message.
You have those text messages?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct, sir? That's either a yes or a no.
A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Godwin and Deanna.
Godwin Onyebujour claims his child's mother, Deanna Williams, assaulted him and had him falsely arrested. Deanna is countersuing, claiming Godwin assaulted her multiple times.
Okay. When she looked through the phone, where were you?
I was laying down in the bedroom.
This was in March?
Yes, Your Honor.
March what?
I think it was March 28th.
And you were lying down and?
She kicked down the door, and she came into the room, and she hit me in the upside of the head with a perfume bottle.
Not the phone.
No, not the phone. Because my daughter had the phone. I thought my daughter had the phone, but when she came into the room, she kept asking me, "What was that? Were you talking to this person?" And I said, "Yeah, but nothing sexual, or nothing like bad about my conversation with her." But she was mad about it, because she got aggressive. So she hit me upside the head with a perfume bottle, punched me in the eyes, and she ran out the door with my daughter.
This was March 28th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you treated for that anywhere?
No, I wasn't, Your Honor.
Did you take any photographs of it?
The police did.
May I see them?
I don't have it right now, man.
The police were called.
They were called because I went to work that day. Because as soon as the incident happened, she took my phone, she ran out the door, so I couldn't call the police. So I went straight to work. So they came to my job to arrest me. That she had scratched herself because after they released me, she told me that she did that because she thought she was gonna get arrested for hitting me.
Because she had a prior restraining order.
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened to that case?
It's dismissed.
Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so?
I have evidence.
I was never notified just from what he told me, the case was dismissed.
Well, why don't you tell me what happened, your version of what happened on March 28th? March 28th, you were looking in his phone. You were looking in his phone. Listen to me, be very careful. March 28th, you were looking in his phone.
It was March 29th.
March 29th, you were looking at his phone. And?
I was looking in his phone. I found messages and cash apps of him sending another woman money.
Now, in what room in the apartment were you when you were looking at the phone?
So this incident is not related to what he's talking about. That was the night before.
That's March 28th.
No, March 29th. This incident happened on March 30th. So previously, the night before, I had found the messages. I had questioned him about it. He said it wasn't anything. He wasn't doing anything, blah, blah, blah. The next day, which was a Thursday, I was in the bedroom. Mr. Onyebujor was in the living room with my daughter. We were texting back and forth, talking, when he disclosed to me that he was, in fact, cheating on me with an acquaintance of mine. I wouldn't call her a friend, and that she was pregnant. I have the text message.
You have those text messages?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct, sir? That's either a yes or a no. She says she has the text messages.
Your Honor, no, because she has my phone.
Just a second. May I see the text message?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. Did you write in a text message to her, listen to me, that you were having a relationship, I didn't finish the question yet, in substance, you were having a relationship with someone else, and the person was now pregnant with your child?
I never wrote. No, Your Honor.
Okay, may I see it, please?
She has my phone the whole time.
May I see it?
Deanna hands documents to Kevin, who brings them to Judy.
Before I look at this, sir, I'm going to give you one more chance. Were you having a relationship with someone else prior to March 28th?
No.
Yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Did another woman advise you that she was pregnant with your child?
No, Your Honor, I don't have
Okay.
a child.
You go.
Judy reviews the text exchange.
Your Honor, I also have the messages between him and her.
Just a second.
Excuse me.
Yep, because you don't take it out of my wallet. Referring to this other woman. Well, finally you're a man and admit that. How long have you been with her? Your response, she's pregnant too. Over 1 year.
Your Honor, she has my phone. Whatever
Just
she
a
does.
second. Just watch this time. The car is, it says cat. I assume it means car is going to be taken away. You better run this time. You threatening me? You can't take the car. I have a contract. You say she's a better person than you will ever be. I'm going to take that car away and give it to her. That sound familiar to you? Stop waving. That sound familiar to you?
No, Your Honor, I never.
What do you mean you, no? That's from your phone.
She has access to she takes my phone and take off with it. She makes up all these stories.
I'm talking about your phone, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. She has my phone. Majority of the time, she has my phone. She texts random.
So you mean she was texting from her phone and then back and forth to herself and your phone, and she was creating this?
There's a possibility.
What's the name? What's the name of the woman?
Jennifer Velez. I have text messages between them also.
May I see them, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Deanna hands documents to Kevin, who brings them to Judy. She reviews them.
Okay, so what happens is when she gets your phone, she's able to make copies of what your conversations are, not only with her, but with Jennifer. Do you understand?
I don't have no. That's her friend. I don't have no relationship with her friend. They were friends. I saw the card to her. That was it.
I don't know whose messages these are.
The gray is her, and then the green is him. And those are the messages from her to him, asking him for money, telling him to delete the messages.
Okay, so now we're at March 28th, 29th, and 30th, somewhere around there. You're up.
Yes, ma'am. So I was in the bedroom. He was in the living room. That's when we were exchanging those text messages, when he had admitted that he was, in fact, cheating on me and the woman was pregnant. When I received those text messages, it kind of put me into a panic attack.
You got angry.
Yeah, I got angry. I was kind of hyperventilating. I was like,
Got it.
Yes, ma'am. So I was in the bedroom with the door locked. He came to the bedroom door, started banging on it, telling me to let him in. I did not open the door. I continued crying pretty hysterically. And that's when he proceeded to break through the door. He entered into the bedroom and immediately started assaulting me. He was hitting me. I was sitting on the edge of the bed. He grabbed me by my hair. He just kept...
Wait, did you seek medical assistance?
Yes, I did.
Can I see the medical report?
I have the police report.
Who did you seek medical treatment from?
So I went to the hospital.
Just a second. Let me see the report from the hospital.
I don't have that.
It doesn't help me.
I don't have that with me.
Then it doesn't
I just
help me.
have... Okay.
Then it doesn't help me.
Judy reviews a document.
Says she ultimately refused being transported to the hospital.
Yes, because
Not because. That's what it says.
No, yeah, I drove myself. I didn't want to go on...
I don't know that because you don't have a report.
Deanna nods. Caption coming up.
You want to tell me how it came about that the mother of your two children, one and one to be, how she came to marry your cousin?
I didn't know about that at first.
Judy and Deanna grin. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Godwin and Deanna.
Godwin Onyebujor has accused his child's mother, Deanna Williams, of assaulting him and lying to the police. Deanna claims she was the one assaulted.
Now, you left the hospital prior to treatment. Is that right?
Yes.
Just say yes or no. Yes, you left the hospital prior to treatment. Can I see what happened with this case? You were arrested.
Yeah, I was arrested.
You were arrested on this case, and that's the false arrest that you have.
False arrest,
That's
yes,
the false arrest that you have. May I please see the district attorney's write-up on that, or whatever you have that indicates the case was dismissed?
I think it's one of them. Okay, sorry. Let me double check on.
A document.
And while you're looking through documents, I'd like to see proof of the tickets that you got.
Judy reviews the document.
This was dismissed.
This incident occurred in April.
That's the last one she got arrested, when she broke the wall.
No. I understand.
Oh, that's a dismissal.
I'm talking about the dismissal.
It's right there.
Kevin hands documents to Judy, who reviews them.
Yeah, the city attorney decided that they were not going to prosecute this case and advised you that there was no need to report to court to answer the charges. All right, then I want you to tell me what happened in this April incident when she damaged your kitchen. I'm going to go from one to the other. You went back to the apartment after all this happened. You went back to the apartment in April. What for?
To pick up my clothes. Mr. Onyebujo said he had them in bags on the front porch.
And what happened when you got there?
When I got there, I contacted the police.
Why?
So they could meet me there so it could be a peaceful exchange. The dispatcher, I told...
Don't tell me what they told you or you told them. You got to the house.
I got to the house, the door was open.
Just a second. Were there bags on the porch?
No, ma'am, there was not.
Okay. The door was open in April. Now, you had had, according to you, this violent attack in March. Stop looking through your papers. You had this violent incident in March.
Yes.
So you go back to the house, and you walked into the house because the door was open.
Yes.
And then what happened?
I started to collect my things.
How did you start to do that?
I went into the kitchen, and I was getting my things.
What things?
My blender, my...
No, that's not your clothes, madam.
Well, I had...
That's not your clothes.
Okay.
That night you said, I wanted to get my clothes, and he was going to put them in a bag. Now, you opened the door, you went into the kitchen, and you started to take... That's what you just told me.
The door was open.
The door was open. You went into the kitchen and started to take your things. What things? I started to take my blender.
All of my things.
Just a second. I don't know whose things they are, madam. You started to take things that weren't your clothes.
Okay.
And then what happened?
And then the brother saw me and told Mr. Onyebujo, who was in the restroom, that I was there.
And?
I started to quickly get out of the kitchen.
How did you do that?
I went to grab the stuff, and I went out.
So you went to leave the kitchen with the stuff from the kitchen?
The blender, yes.
The blender. And?
Mr. Onyebujo came out of the bathroom, and he attempted to take my phone. He lunged at me to take my phone. He had his hands...
Just a second. I thought... What was your phone there for? You had the blender.
I had the blender like this, and I had my phone like this.
Go ahead. So we went to take the phone.
I dropped the blender, and I'm fighting to take my phone back from him. I believe he was trying to take my phone away.
I don't know what he was trying to do, madam.
He was trying to take my phone.
You were fighting back and forth with your phone. You dropped the blender, and?
So then there by the stove there was a frying pan. I picked up the frying pan to I was gonna hit him. He backed off. I ran out of the apartment with nothing but my phone.
And no clothes.
No clothes.
Well, you came for your clothes. You should have taken your clothes.
Yeah, I'm kind of, just with everything going on, I was just very emotionally distraught. And
okay, fine. Now, were you driving the car when this ticket came in? Notice date April the 3rd. Is this the only ticket that you have?
That's the only one I could get out, but she has two more to take.
Well, I don't know if she has or not, sir, because that's evidence. And evidence is the only thing that I work on. This is an old ticket, madam.
Yes, I paid the tickets. I have my bank statement.
Did you pay? Let me see that this ticket was paid.
Just let me know the date, please.
The citation date was November 30th, 2022.
And the notice date was...
And you parked in disabled parking.
No, Your Honor, that was him. He took the vehicle up to the mall, and that was him. That was his ticket.
You want to know something? You know how much I don't care? I actually think that the two of you deserve each other.
No.
Yeah.
Mother of your two children, one and one to be, how she came to marry your cousin?
I didn't know about that at first. We went to Africa before he started talking to him, because at that time we're not together. We separate many times, many occasions. Because sometimes we'll break up and she'll go back to her ex. It's always in and out of jail. So and like I said, she has a previous.
How many times, Miss Williams, have you been to Africa?
Twice.
When?
February 2018.
And what did you go there for?
We went there to marry his brother.
And tell me what the circumstances were.
The circumstances were Godwin, persuaded me.
This is Godwin?
This is Godwin, yes, ma'am. My boyfriend. We were never broken up. Persuaded me to marry his brother so he could be able to come over here.
Oh.
And did you?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he come over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and he's here?
And he's here.
Prior to February of 2018, had you ever met his cousin brother?
No, ma'am.
Okay, your case is dismissed, sir. So's yours. We're done here. You deserve each other.
This court is adjourned.
Outside the courtroom, Godwin, then Deanna.
I thought it wasn't fair, because I think she just know how to manipulate the system.
I mean, she's fair.
She's a pathological liar.
He's I would say, a Nigerian scammer, and I was scammed, but I allowed myself to be.
She's never want to make changes for better for herself. You know, she always want to just have a way in every situation.
He's narcissistic, he's a sociopath, he's just honestly the worst person, and anybody who comes in contact with him should run.
We fell in love over the phone and started talking, we got connected.
I'm divorcing him.
She's just women full of lies, you know. She's like, you know, like a habitual liar. Like, she just loves to lie, and she can't change that about her.
I hope he continues denying my son, and I can just go on and be happy without him, because he's horrible.
Sarah.
I think the key takeaway of that is if you're going to commit a federal crime, don't subject yourself to a court's jurisdiction.
Watch out! Reloading!
هذا ما تاكيو زي جيم بلاي بيا ما تاكيو سيري. Nice.
داخموية
بس ولا كفكار كي على كبارة مصر روان.
مزملة ماماوي زالت درير. يا ريوال ما مسكرني ما مسكرني يا رجل يوم بين فن سمستي بريميديا أنسمت دائما سكورة يا
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Marked a location.
يا ريوال بس يمنا لازم يمس سمسي بعد.
Marked a location. Marked a location.
Half of the match is over, and the red team is in the lead.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
سكة سلايد وقفة.
Marked a location.
Hey.
Marked a location. 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 Watch out! Marked a location.
Corbista, Mark Moore. Mark Moore, Corbista.
Killing spree for the blue team. The red team doesn't have a lot of time.
زه د خالد ام اس محتاج یم کني دا ولکه ماته زور غواړي واده یار ما ام اس د یک زور روان آی ډی میز دی د تا ټیم یوا د لاست کې لاست دوه کلام پاتې دي مشته درې پاتې دي بس کول کې
Team victory.
Yeah, great. Great.
Oh, راځه خیر دی
کله کړي Business.